Hey guys, is everything working in my life? Just give me 1 moment, please. Too loud for the morning. There's an ad on my desktop. Um, when I got a message so early. Sorry. Yes, I actually inadvertently just giggled. It happens. You know, sometimes you just get a really nice message and it overflows. Hey, Lucy. Lucy says, good morning. Sniper says, Grand Risings from the forest. Grand Rising, Sniper. How are you guys? I'm going to bring up lesson 62. Sniper says, hey, Lucy, I had a plumbing uh, issue this morning. A mitigated disaster, meaning that things overflowed, but I stopped it. Eventually, I got to get some plumbing work done in the house. All right, what did I say? Lesson 62? Lesson 62 says, you ever wonder what, well, it doesn't say it right off the bat like this, but my question, you ever wonder what your dharma is, your purpose in life? We're always looking for that special function. I'm meant to be a doctor, I'm meant to be a healer, I'm meant to be a warrior, I'm meant to be a whatever. We want that um, to be assigned and to know that we're assigned. But Course in Miracles simplifies everything. And I always mention that to people, why I fell in love with Course in Miracles. Because it simplified my options. It simplified my path. That I wasn't have to be preoccupied with seeking and seeking and seeking and seeking endlessly. It's exhausting. Lesson 62 of A Course in Miracles sums it up. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. You, that's right, I'm pointing at you. You are the light of the world. And as the light of the world, you have only one function. It is to forgive. As a light, what's the function of a light? The function of light is to shine. That's what it does. And it doesn't have to make an effort to do so. Hey, okay. Welcome, my friend. As a light, you don't need to make any effort to do anything other than be who you are. Forgiveness is simply shining a light in darkness. Darkness is when people forget who they are, shrouded by clouds. Darkness is when we forget who we are and we say, I can't forgive, I can't do this, I can't do that. Too much for me. Of course it is. Until you realize that you are the light of the world. And how do you realize light in the world? You ask for it to be shown. You ask for that spark to be handed in your direction so that you can be lit from within and give that forth. The truth is, you're already lit as you're ever going to be. So forgiveness is my function as light of the world. It is your forgiveness that will bring the world of darkness to light. It is your forgiveness that lets you recognize the light in which you see. Forgiveness is a demonstration that you are the light of the world. Through your forgiveness is the truth about yourself returned to your memory. Therefore, in your forgiveness lies your salvation. So we often think of forgiveness being, I got to forgive you for this, I got to forgive you for that, or I can't forgive you for this, or I can't forgive you for that. And the truth is you can't. And you don't have to. And you're not asked to. But as we say here, forgiveness is a demonstration that you are the light of the world. You are seeing through someone else's darkness. And when you do that, you recognize yourself as the light. Through your forgiveness is the truth about yourself. Return to the memory. You see what's said there? Thanks for the unicorn vibes. The truth about yourself. So you don't need to worry about the ego. You don't need to worry about awakening. You don't need to worry about enlightenment. You don't even need to worry about being kind and compassionate. When you proceed through life knowing your function as the light of the world, all that takes place completely on its own. As a inherently lazy person, not only do I embrace that message, I endorse that message. Um, Sepa says, entertainment, enjoying the walking dream, waking dream. You could say walking dream too. We're certainly walking through it, aren't we? Some of us might be sprinting through it. Some of us, who knows, maybe a few, not me, but maybe a few, see that finish line up ahead. Again, the simplicity of A Course in Miracles. Even yoga, Buddhism, hey Vamps, it's presented as a path. 8 branches of yoga, 4 paths of yoga. There's actually more, but there's 4 main paths. The 8 branches of Buddhism. If you practice this, you'll get this. They don't hold it as a promise of becoming something you're not. That if you practice the 8 branches of Buddhism, you awaken as the Buddha. If you practice the 8 limbs of yoga, you awaken to bliss consciousness, samadhi. Valuable paths. I absolutely love them. Particularly yoga, obviously. But Course in Miracles is yoga as well. But it's immediate. Do you want to be enlightened? Forgive. And in the very process of forgiving, you realize enlightenment. Now, you might have to keep choosing enlightenment over and over and over again, but that's okay. In the process, you begin to dream a happier dream. And when the dream is happy, so happy that it spills over, you awaken. But here's the thing with awakening, you take other people with you. It's not a one-on deal. We're all in it together. So here's what I wrote this morning about relationships. If you don't mind me indulging myself, a little bit of reading. My goal. You. You're the goal. My end result offered through continuously loving you. The path of my awakening. I am in a holy relationship with you. Intimately so, in the sense that I'm shown a promise of transcendence, of revelation really, as I become the truest version of myself that so long has been hidden until now. Each moment, each ongoing moment of our encounter. I love you. My path and goal are now one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you. It's much appreciated. So we've been talking quite a bit about the ego lately. And here's another definition that I like. Seek and do not find. The ego wants to keep you a seeker, continuously looking for that next thing, the next truth, the next special function. I know something deeper now. I know this level. I know this, I know that. I know a more profound yoga, a different thought system. Keep seeking. As long as you keep seeking, you'll find something to seek, but you'll never find the end result. Hey, Anna. Anna says, good morning, Yogi. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Anna. It's nice to see you. The ego's rule is seek and do not find. Always looking for that special answer. Seek and do not find remains the world's stern decree. and no one who pursues the world's goals can do otherwise. We could change that. I would change that too. And no one who pursues the illusion's goals. The goal of the illusion is to perpetuate the illusion. The goal of the ego is to perpetuate the ego. It's not good or bad, but it's still an illusion. As long as you keep creating, as long as we keep creating hierarchies within an illusion, we get hierarchies within illusions. We think in terms of level, and then I top it off and I step outside of the illusion. The illusion is an illusion, meaning it doesn't exist already. You don't need anything other than smile, shrug your shoulders, and say, aha, it's already here. I was told this by Jesus. The kingdom of heaven is within. And yet I keep looking for these different levels that are going to take me within. Do you want to go within? Look at something that is almost impossible for you to forgive and ask yourself, why can't I forgive it? Just ask yourself. I'm not saying to forgive it, but ask yourself. And keep exploring. Could I forgive this? Could I one day forgive this? Could I ask to see this differently? Could I ask God? Could I ask Jesus? Could I ask the Holy Spirit? Can I see this different than I perceive it right now? And then wait. Do you remember what Franz Kafka said about waiting? Give me 1 second, and I'll tell you what Franz Kafka. I could summarize it, but it's too beautiful to be summarized by my stumbling attempt. This is how we meditate. This is how we explore. If you find yourself, and it says, how are you doing today, Yogi? I'm good. I had a bit of a plumbing disaster already. But hey, if you take care of your worst disaster before 5 a.m., you're off to a pretty good start, right? They can only get smoother. Here we go. Kafka. You do not need to leave your room. Remain sitting at your table and listen. Do not even listen. Simply wait. Be quiet, still, and solitary. The world will freely offer itself to you unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet. So just explore. When you come up against something that seems unforgivable, when you come across someone who is irredeemable, and just ask, hey Lee, Magnetic North Adventures here. Hello, my friend. Hope everyone's well. So it says the ego, it also wants to stop sharing information unless it's for a payment of something. Yeah, the ego is all about, again, just perpetuating the ego. If it knows something, of course, what it knows and what it can only know is an illusion. The ego can never know truth. If the ego knew truth, it would be the end of the ego. I'm not talking about truth within the illusion. This is why, again, Kafka said, just wait, explore. This is why Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within, because it's within. But if St. Thomas, the Gospel of Thomas, what was it about making the female into the male? See if I can find that quote. I'm not up on my Gospel of Thomas. I should just ask AI and get it up. Nah, I'll look it up later. I'm too lazy. And I'm going to go out for a walk in just a few minutes. Now watch and 4 likes. Please find the balance. Thank you, Sniper. Please hit the like button. Thank you, Lee. Anna says, thank you, Magnetic. Hope you're well too. Yep, I hope you're all well. North says, I'm doing okay. Thanks, Anna. So, anyway, returning back. The simplified message of A Course in Miracles. Now, it's also the simplified message found in everything. It's a simplified message found in Buddhism. Buddha summed up his teaching one way. He said, I teach one thing, suffering and the way out of suffering. Yoga teaches one thing, samadhi, bliss consciousness, and the way to bliss consciousness. But it's the same as Buddhism, because when you reach samadhi, you reach the end of suffering. Of Course in Miracles teaches one thing, the end of suffering, through forgiveness. But here's the wonderful thing about A Course in Miracles. The practice of forgiveness ends suffering immediately when you practice true forgiveness. When you practice conditional forgiveness, then you have conditional peace. You have conditional love, and you have conditional cessation of suffering. Anything practiced half-heartedly gives you half-hearted results. Anything practiced conditionally gives you more conditions. My peace hinges as long as I forgive you, meaning never do what you just did. Never do what I think you did. Never do what you actually did do. But forgiveness says all kinds of crap happens. Some of which you are responsible for. Some of which I might even hold you responsible for. But on the deepest level of who you are, it is the light in which I seek myself. That's forgiveness. Has nothing to do with the outer world, although the outer world becomes a reflection of your inner offering. When you offer forgiveness, then the outer world reflects that. If you don't like the outer world, of Course in Miracles says, then don't go about muddling through it. Seek to change how you see the world. Let's see. Semper says, when the truth hits you, it hits you hard like a truck. It changes your paradigm. And all you want to do is tell others for free. That's the difference here. Yeah. I like the thought of demonstrating. I think eventually I'm just going to shut up and demonstrate fully. I think that happens a little more so now. In my regular off-duty, non-YouTube life, with the exception of one very specific and special, maybe I should use the word special, but special person, I don't really talk too much, of Course in Miracles, but I seek to demonstrate it every point of my life. I talk about it on YouTube. Man, what else am I going to talk about? My plumbing issues that I had this morning. So yeah, there's really no truth that can be talked about. It can only be demonstrated. It's a great lesson from the very, very beginning. The first sentence of the Tao Te Ching, the Tao that can be told, is not the true Tao. The yoga that can be yapped about is not the true yoga. In NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, they say the map is not the territory, the menu is not the meal. Forgiveness, talking about forgiveness, isn't forgiveness. Forgiving is forgiveness. And the peace that comes from that. Simple says, the truth resonates. It's that frequency that stands out from anything else. Lee says, have a wonderful day. Every peace and love to all. You too, Lee. Anna says, wishing a beautiful day to everyone. you as well, Anna. Um, yeah, I would say definitely the truth resonates. So as long as you are um, steeped in the reality of love, steeped in the truth of love, then uh, you're offering that resonance to everyone. Skit says, good morning and very happy Saturday, everyone. Very happy Saturday to you. How are you, Skits? We're going to head out in just a minute. Let's see. Sep says, and the demonstration either resonates if you are ready to receive that frequency. Well, one thing to consider that um, to resonate means that there has to be something resonating in response. Resonance. Back and forth. um, so it's not so much, I don't know if I would say receiving as it already being there. We can't give something to someone when it's not already present. Which is why we don't really bestow forgiveness. We don't really bestow love. We just love. And then people love, we love. People love, we love. A resonance. Now, sometimes we're so buried through that cloud of delusion that it takes a little bit. The appearance of time doesn't mean that it's real. It means it's an appearance of time. The reality, as presented in every mystical tradition, we are already that which we seek. The problem is when we keep making the illusion real. We keep attempting to make the illusion real. The whole thing with forgiveness is I don't make the illusion real. I see through it. I see past it. It might still feel real. I might still have to navigate through it, but that doesn't make it real. And it says, it says, oh, I'm okay. Thank you, brother. How are you? Hope you're well too, my friend. And it says, good morning to Skits. Thank you. Wishing a very happy Saturday too, and to everyone. Thank you, Anna. Some are not ready for the truth, Eric, to be told everything is an illusion, or to be told everything is an illusion, which is true. That's why we demonstrate. There was a famous sermon of the Buddha. Give me 1 second. The flower sermon. There was a famous sermon, flower sermon, in which the Buddha didn't say anything, hence the silent sermon. He sat with a smile on his face. And then he picked up a flower and held it out and stayed in silence. Only one person in a crowd of thousands understood the teaching and accepted the flower with a smile, became enlightened. Your goal, extend the flower. Nothing else, extend the flower. Meaning, all you got to do is be who you are, be who you truly are. Don't worry about the illusion, don't worry about the hierarchy of illusions. This illusion, this illusion, this illusion. When I understand this illusion, I get to move up to the next illusion. There's no true hierarchy of illusion. An illusion is an illusion. Ram Dass's adage of be here now, as you can't be anywhere else and they can't be any other time. Be here now means that you are resonating as your highest truth, which is way outside the illusion. It is simply love. Be who you are. That's why I fell in love with the Course in Miracles above all else. Be as who you are. Be who you are, and don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about who's pulling the strings within the illusion, because it's still an illusion. And when you glimpse beyond the illusion, which isn't even here because it's an illusion, no one's pulling anyone's strings, because there's no one. There's no one. There's no one. There just is. Richard Bach called it the great isness. There just is. None of that other stuff matters. If you want to be truly free, it's not in knowing who pulls strings, it's knowing there are no strings and there's no one. And then you're free. If you get a glimpse of that freedom, it's the full boat. Even a glimpse. Even though you still are in the illusion, you no longer take it so seriously. Life becomes fun again, even with its myriad of difficulties. Van Morrison's wonderful song, Into the Garden, based upon great quotes from Krishnamurti. No method, no guru. What was it? No method, no guru. It's a beautiful song. No teaching, no method, no guru. Just go out, forgive, call it a day. Let's keep it simple. No teacher, no guru, no method. Song by Van Morrison, but it's based upon Gay Krishnamurti. Not to be confused with UG Krishnamurti. We had a spontaneous awakening in a garden after decades of searching. I remember that, Sniper. You just reminded me of Tank Man Eric from the 80s, a lone man standing in front of a tank in the square of China, and citizens offering a single flower to soldiers. Yep, I remember that. Hey, sissy. So, Sniper, let's be the Tank Man. All right. Sissy, I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to head out, get some fresh air, and see what's out and about. I think some of the wildlife might still be hiding from the fireworks last night. Hey, Ash. Wow, 2 days in a row for Ash. Awesome. We're just getting ready to end the live stream, Ash, but I'm glad you made it in. Super says, I remember watching on the news that day. It always felt like a Tank Man, unstoppable with no fear. That's the Buddha's secret sermon. I didn't see the fireworks. I'm not a big fan of fireworks, to be honest. I appreciate that people enjoy it, but it really scares the wildlife. More animals are hit by cars because they're fleeing. And man, what a metaphor for life. They're fleeing something they can't see or understand. Loud noise everywhere. So they're just blindly fleeing through life. They run out in the traffic. Dogs run away. Cats are frightened. My cats did not enjoy it. Meowed all night. Hey, Queen. 9 likes. Appreciate that, guys. Ash says, yeah, here in Africa, we don't use fireworks at all. Yep, at a certain point, I think our celebrations have to become more quiet, internal. Tell you what, 4th of July, I'd rather have, I think Sniper will appreciate this. I'd rather have someone silently hand me a flower than light off thousands of fireworks. I'd rather have the silence of a flower's offering. Just me, though. Queen Structure says, Anna, good morning. Sissy says, gonna work on some content after this. Got me Omni love to all. I look forward to seeing your content, as always. I enjoyed your premiere. I enjoy everything you do, Sissy. Let's see, another fact. Africa only has 3 international holidays: New Year's, Easter, and Christmas. Nice. Are worthy days to be celebrated, as is every day. All right, I'm heading out, guys. Thanks for joining. It's much appreciated. I agree, Sniper. Campfire and sing along, it's good enough for any celebration for me. Yep. The flyer contains the infinite potentiality of every fireworks show ever. Get lost within the gaze of a flyer. Or accept that single flower that someone's going to offer you today. Someone, somewhere, maybe on YouTube, maybe in non-virtual life, someone is going to ask for that flower. Someone's going to ask for a silent understanding. Can you forgive me for being lost within my perception? So dark, I don't even know how lost I am. How about Pentecost Ash, says Goldie? Ash says nope. So what are you going to do when someone's going to be asking to be recognized? Someone's going to ask, can you extend that flower to me? That flower of forgiveness? By extending it means that you accept it. Giving and receiving are the same. So extend it so that you can accept it. Give it so that you can receive it. Offer love so you can know yourself as love. Pretty simple. Don't worry about anything else. I love you guys.